We recognize the arrival of Bishop Eitu and the RIB. You almost welcome. We recognize the presence of Honorable Ona Pito of Nile Breweries. It's unfortunate that I don't drink. My mom used to brew waragi, and one day I drank Julie. There's something they call Julie. For 24 hours I was asleep. They came to me to wake me up, and from that time I think my brain was not tuned to drink. I can only now consume water, porridge, and things like that. Honor, you're most welcome to be part of this function. We also want to announce that Nile Breweries offered us drinks, despite the fact that the PRO doesn't drink. The guy said, no, man, if you don't drink, that's your problem. We will offer others. We are humble, and I'm telling you, we will drink. I'm not going to drink, but if I can get my share, I know who to give. And I hope the team is knowing that I don't drink, but I can get the bottles and give those who drink. The chief guest is around, and after commissioning, the team will be led by the brass band up to this venue, and the process will continue. We are live on Emuria TV, Teso Vibes, Facebook, YouTube, and you can follow us. This function is being watched globally, and I want to convey greetings and sincere apologies from the minister, the state minister in charge Teso Affairs. He is personally unable to be with us, but sent a member from his office, Madam Caro, and the team from the Minister of State for Teso Affairs. The office is with us, and we recognize your participation whenever there is a function in Soroti University. You've always tried as much as possible to be with us. We're most grateful for your ardent support for this great institution.
Underneath the mango tree, where we sitting and sipping calabar. Oh, papa, oh, papa, Idu muji polo ke bonge tambeja, meri moredia, oja ya yaraba. Ibu kito sangara kile motungo, meri morenya. Plenty mangos and monkeys there, get out of painting the story. Your children are calling out your name, your place is flowing to the river Nile. The land of beauties and wonders, oh, beautiful culture and good people. Teso mama land, the land of life where nature finds a home. I will not forget how they wait to share and talk. I love to see the way how they connect. Oh, what a what if everybody act like that in a Teso coach. I can say why are the same on if everybody act like that. Emuria Koryai, Koryai, Emuria Koryai, Koryai, Emuria Koryai, Koryai, Emuria Koryai, Koryai. Oh, Uganda, Koryai, Emuria Koryai, Koryai. East Africa, Koryai, Emuria Koryai, Koryai. Tony London, America, Koryai, Emuria Koryai, Koryai. Emuria Koryai, Koryai, Emuria Koryai, Koryai. Emuria Koryai, Koryai, Emuria Koryai, Koryai. Oh, Uganda.
I knew a day I'll be. Anything you tell me, I didn't believe her. Showing me how I lost my way. Telling all your friends and I me be bail. Baby, see me, I don't believe her. Tell me, make I know now. If you show me, make I know now. If you don't show me, make I know now. If you don't love me, tell me, make I know now. If you show me, make I know now. If you don't show me, oh, make I know now. If you don't love me, make you not talk, say I love you. If you don't need me, oh, nobody talk, say you need me, oh. I take this love more seriously, oh. Baby, you're making up play me, oh. Nobody talk, say you love me, oh. Don't play me.
The staff moving a part of the academic staff of Soroti University. I have seen someone, but you know, and my eye cannot really. So there's one distinct person I have seen, and I am believe that my eyes cannot fail me at this bright light, and that person should be Ruth Achimo. Ruth Achimo, you most welcome to Soroti University. She is our first university secretary and a strong team of that I'm told us now it is a place that can host visitors. The forest now has been turned into a university. So this is your child, and we must build to making it grow, and I'm sure you're very happy to the installation venue. And when they we are also honored to
They want your office to extend for them power. There is no power in some parts of Allied. So they are requesting your office to extend for them power. Your Excellency, my chairman is, who is my chairman? My chairman is really sick. He needs your support and he needs some medications. And also, I don't want to take much of your time. Please, Your Excellency, feel free, feel at home. Children is guaranteed. I say this for God and my country.
guest of honor, that is our LC. When you give him the microphone, he knows how to use it. Thank you very much, our Honorable LC. This function is being covered live on Emuria TV, Teso Vibes, Facebook, YouTube, so you can have the opportunity to be seen. For those who are in Uganda and globally, this program is being followed. I hope we have enough network so you are able to see yourself.
Her Excellency, the Vice President of Uganda, all ministers present, our Chancellor being installed, our Vice Chancellor, the political leaders present, our administration, countrymen and countrywomen, good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Ichodu. A new dawn. Just a few years ago, driving by these roads, barely even roads then, I couldn't have imagined that such glory would rise up from the bushes. Yet, I should have known that with our visionary president and such a formidable government, we could have hoped anything. Walking in was like the crack of dawn, with the sun breaking forth to give us light. I held my head just a degree too high, proud to have a place in a community of intellectuals, a seat on the table of the wise men from the East. I should have told everyone I was going home, home where the ground is, to Soroti University, to inspire young generations, to innovate brave solutions, solutions built on the sure foundations of science. I am going home where you won't miss me, for you will see me among the stars, healing, touching hearts, strengthening, building our future, shining and bringing forth to the world the dawn of a new era for God and my country.
Message well delivered. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Next, we are going to have a team from Nyero to come and entertain us. This is meant to give you people the opportunity to feel the ambience of the place, to clear the sweat, gather your breath, and then we will move forward. We are not so late, and we're sure we will try to be as fast as possible. We recognize the presence of RDC Serere. We recognize the presence of a team from Kumi Hospital. You're most welcome to this function. A team from Ngora, please. Nyero. You're most welcome, please.
You did commission this university so as to give it to those people who will manage it and manage it on the benefit of this country so that we will see how we evaluate them. You have done it. Thank you very much for commissioning this university. Second, it is a time you will be performing another duty or ceremony of installing the first Chancellor of Soroti University. The first Chancellor of Soroti University. Your Excellency, you have ably commissioned the university, and we are now proceeding with the installation of the Chancellor. On behalf of the university community, and indeed people of our country, I thank His Excellency, the President, for appointing that person who has a wealth of expertise and experience for the tasks ahead of him, and entrusting him with the responsibility of heading the university as a titular head. This is by the law. I also thank him for accepting the appointment. I will not say more. I will not say more about him as my chairperson of the University Council will do that. Otherwise, I will be displeased after this. I will instead say something about the university.
No.
Your Excellency, we were appointed to establish the university. The second objective was to operationalize the university. I am happy to say both objectives have been achieved. NRM government has been instrumental in this endeavor, and evidence abounds for everyone to see the results. Thank you for supporting this university. I would like to mention also that our relations with government ministries, government departments, this company from government. We need computers, more computers. You have donated, but as for Liberty States, we need more. Ministry of ICT and National Government has provided us with the funds for establishing a regional ICT hub. This is not a university project, but a regional project for Tells and California US. We are starting the process of procurement of the requirements towards establishing the hub. The Ministry of Water and Environment provided us with 7,000 seedlings, and it told us that 5,000 will remain in the university, 2,000 will go to the communities. We distributed those seedlings to the communities for free in the areas. So we thank the community for that. And they promise that we shall be able to ask for more next year so that we can help the community to get trees done in our region so as to improve the weather conditions here. In addition, we have a sister agency, Rufora, that provided us with another 7,000 seedlings. All of these have been planted around the campus, and the rains are only a problem. We don't have a water boozer to keep watering them. Maybe this is one of the areas we shall be planning about, or someone else may be able to think of giving us a small water boozer to get us the water to the seedlings. National Water and Sewerage Corporation extended us water at their own cost. For a distance of 1.5 kilometers away, they provided for the pipes and what was necessary for us to get water to this campus. I thought that was a good one from them. Umeme, especially this rural electrification scheme, provided us with uninterruptible power supply of electricity from a high power line up to the campus, which enabled the contractors to do their job easily. Otherwise, in construction management, without power grid, there's also a problem. We thank them very well. The Ministry of Internal Affairs has been with us ever since we started this project, keeping the materials for the builders, keeping the campus security, and they have done quite a good job, because in recent times, whenever we put a fence, at night some wrongdoers come and cut a fence and again sell for what? For scrap. So they have helped us, and some people are cooling down in Soroti prison for having been able to, we recovered the items from them. Soroti prisons. This place was a bush, absolutely a bush, full of animals, snakes, beehives, but they helped us to clean this place and establish what we call a university campus today. Soroti district and Serere district local government have been able to help us with their planning officers who came and helped us in physical planning of this campus. And I want to thank them on behalf of the university. I would have said more, but I don't want to lose this. We cannot forget Teso College, allied for apportioning part of its land for building this university. It's a government college, this is a government university, and the relations are warm and cordial. I think for that time, I will say something else now. Your Excellency, Soroti University has registered a number of things in our favor to show that we are not just eating government money, as people loudly say, that we are seated here eating government money doing nothing. The first one is that it is your own work. You took the proposal to the cabinet and to Parliament, and Parliament of this country approved the establishment of Soroti University. I thank you very much for your effort. 2, the University Council and other structures of governance are in place. You will see my chairman soon after I've finished my work. The university strength at the moment stands at 162 people, both all academic, administrative, and support. But this number is likely to rise because we concluded interviews last night, and I think we shall hit a record of 200 or near about there to fill the gaps where we need. The student number is still low and stands at 326.
Your Excellency, I want to say this. These three buildings are not meant for teaching medicine. They are not meant for teaching engineering. They are not meant for a library. Even administrators are hiding in that building. Those three buildings are for science education. But changes came along the way. That instead of starting with that one, let's start with the medicine. And we had to improvise ourselves there. So today I'm making a call to you that, one, we need to help this university with more funds, as I will say it later on. The university is running 3 accredited programs. That is Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, and Bachelor of Nursing Sciences. Right now, you can't see our students here because they are in the hospitals. They are busy doing studies at the hospital. And the other one is Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics and Computer Engineering. And most are in the pipeline. The university adopted a government policy on e-learning and has been building the capacity on it with the support of our Mother Ministry of Education and Sports and support from RUFORAM that provided us with $10,000 to buy some equipment and for training staff and students how to study on their own, basing on the principle of student-centered learning. Students are represented in all organs of management of this university. NRM structures, you have heard from LOC Ward Secretary talking about it, are also in this university. Recently, we got hose from that NRM supply, and we are happy for those hose. Whatever the owners did with them, that's not our business. Your Excellency, this is a very interesting case now. When we started building this university, His Excellency was supposed to have been a guest of honor. But that day, I remember very well, 2/14 July, he was found to be in Central African Republic. And by coincidence, we had bought cows to slaughter to feed the people who were present. But when the vet came, he said all the cows were in calf and therefore should not be condemned for slaughter. We have kept those cows and goats. And now Auditor General also captured a window of it that we have goats and cows. So they are no longer ours, they are government property. So we cannot even slaughter one. We cannot even do anything to sell one without permission of government. Therefore, I have here 2 people whom we have been working together to get space, some hundreds of acres of land, in government land, somewhere in Serere. I want at this juncture to mention these individuals who have been working with. That is the RDC Serere, Madam Harriet Nakami. I think she's around. Oh, she's there. She's a very good helper, and we're working with her, and we hope to finish the project and start transfer of these goats and cows there. And also the LOC5 Serere, Stephen Ochola. I don't know whether he's here. He's not around. And the intention is community engagement. The purpose is community engagement to make the university more relevant to the people. We are not just going to sit in classes, but interface with communities. For this purpose, we are going to look for ways of establishing a research farm there in Serere with the support of the RDC and LOC5 person in Serere. I want also to mention that anatomy block, though slow, is being constructed. Incinerator is completed. Water development project is nearly complete. The university fence at the western end is going on. The dining hall is complete. Container village for our emergencies is due to be complete. The kitchen is only waiting for fittings to complete it as well. Our staff have participated in a number of research works. For instance, a team carried out research on HIV/AIDS together with the University of Liverpool in the UK. Currently, another team is working on aflatoxin kit for helping farmers to detect whether the seeds they have are spoiled or they are okay. Our staff have also made a number of publications, and some of them have been mentioned among the top 500 scientists in AD Scientific Index of 2022. The designs for the medical school, School of Engineering, the library, sports complex have been completed, but there is no money at all for us to complete that to start even constructing anything. And we have secured 1 billion shillings for research, and we are going to use it this year. Your Excellency, despite those gains, the university has challenges. These challenges revolve mostly around funding. The university needs money to build, to hire staff, to run the university, maintain students, and pay for services and teaching equipment, supplies, and chemicals. For instance, right now, we have a problem of training our medical students who are in the third year in the next 2 weeks. We have to go around and move to places like Mbale, Kumi, and so on and so forth. We don't have transport. And yet we are even informed that importing vehicles for government purposes like us here is still a problem. So we need a bus for transporting students and staff to the teaching points out there. And this is going to happen for 2 years, not just one off, for 2 years. This requirement is in conformity with what a Uganda Medical and Dental Practitioners Council established about our Soroti Hospital, that it was not suitable for teaching students. But we cannot throw Soroti Hospital completely away. We shall use some of the wards which are okay, but where they are not there, we shall just tell you why we need the bus. Number 2, we need 15 billion to complete anatomy block. What is going on is just a skeleton. Just a skeleton. The Minister of Finance did not provide in our capital budget for this purpose. So we might need to come to you again and say we need money for this purpose. We need 25 billion for administration building if we have to bring students for science education. What you see there, all offices are full. We have subdivided, and there is no more subdivision. So we need 25 billion to build an administration block. We need a teaching hospital here. This one is a story we have told, and I don't know whether some people hear it, but today I say it officially. We need a teaching hospital. We need funds for building the School of Engineering and Technology. It does not even have 1 inch of space in that building. But we have arrogated ourselves that let's fit there for the time being. But because of the coming of new staff, new students, we can no longer even absorb the students. Especially medical students. It is sad to mention this, that we could not admit this year medical students because there is no more space. There is no more space. It's a crisis. We need money for the library. All of this, we don't have money on it. We need money for students' hostel. Students have problems. What I've realized with our students, they are so young. And parents, when they give them to us, they say, the university knows how to keep them. And we don't have accommodation for them. I really ask Your Excellency, you take this into account, at least 2 halls of residence for boys, 1 for boys and 1 for girls. On another selfish end, I would like to inform His Excellency the Vice President and our guest of honor that our staff formed a circle some years ago. This circle has been limping with almost membership losing interest in it due to the limited subscription. The issue here, going to the bank is not a joking subject, with the interest scoring up to 17 to 20 something %. Help us and beef up some small funds to get to the circle. I've also heard that students had their own circle, and the support staff also had another circle. So there are now 3 circles in this, which might require us to build a smaller bank of circles here. I wish, therefore, to appreciate all of your presence on this note by saying, I end here by thanking Her Excellency, the Vice President, and all distinguished guests for coming to officiate at this function. I also wish to thank all other guests for taking their time to come to witness this function. We have been waiting for this event to happen for a very long time. But the day has come. There is always a way God arranges his things, and today has come. I thank God for it. I would love also to thank all our guests for sharing this happy moment with us today. Thank you. God bless Soroti University. God bless Uganda. I thank you.
Soroti University is one of the 9 public universities and degree awarding institutions in the country. Soroti University is located 7 kilometers east of Soroti City Center along Moroto Road. The university currently has 2 schools, that is,
for that wonderful and elaborate speech. Next in our program is the speech from the chairperson of the University Council. Sir, you're most welcome.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before I say anything, I heard the Vice Chancellor saying that the Council may discipline him if he does anything wrong. Mr. Vice Chancellor, the Council will discipline you immediately after here because you said that this university supports Liverpool instead of Manchester. It's a capital offense and you have to display election, and we shall have to talk about that. Thank you very much, Mr. Vice Chancellor, for a wonderful speech. Your Excellency, retired Major Jessica Lupo, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, representing the President of the Republic of Uganda and visitor to the University. We had expected the First Lady to be present and the Minister of Education and Sports. But we understand now there is a Minister for Higher Education and General and the Primary Education, representing the Substantive Minister. Professor Francois Maswa, the Chancellor Designate of this university, the Executive Director of the National Council for Higher Education, or High Representative, members of the University Council, whose behalf I speak, Chancellors of universities, the Vice Chancellor of University and other invited Vice Chancellors, management and staff of Soroti University, members of the Senate of Soroti University, student leaders of Soroti University, religious leaders, thank you for wonderful prayers, distinguished guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Council of Soroti University, I wish to welcome Your Excellency and all distinguished guests of Soroti University in particular, and Soroti Sub-Region in general. I guess I meant the Teso Sub-Region in general. Your presence here today is a clear indication of the importance which the government attaches to both education and social development of this region. Your Excellency, I wish to thank the government of Uganda for considering it fit and important to establish this university in addition to the other public universities of STEMA, Islamic University in Uganda, and Soga University in the wider eastern Uganda region. We wish to assure Your Excellency that we will do our utmost to preserve the consideration of government by taking full advantage of the opportunities made available to us and other Ugandans at this university. The University Council is the supreme governing body of the university, inspected today, and resources again through government of Uganda. We started with 3 programs, 1 in engineering and 2 in health sciences. More programs have been developed and will be submitted to the National Council for Higher Education for accreditation. We thank the government for guiding us to focus on science-based programs, for guiding us. We are grateful. We also thank the government of Uganda for sponsoring students at this university in the various programs. Your Excellency, Soroti University is by all standards young. It will need a lot of support, especially in the building teaching facilities. Top on our list, as the Vice Chancellor has said, is the teaching hospital. We appeal for support towards building facilities that will constitute a teaching hospital. I know the government of Uganda has done a lot, and we are grateful, but like all of us of yonder, we ask for more, Your Excellency. Let me turn to the other function event which will take place today, the installation of the inaugural Chancellor of this university. We are grateful to government for appointing a distinguished academic and health professional, Professor Francis Omaswa, here with us, to be the first Chancellor of Soroti University. He is a renowned health expert and administrator. He will be appropriate on this at a later stage. We believe that as the titular head, he will guide the university and give us the necessary leadership and guidance. His international exposure and reputation will give prominence to us. Professor Maswa, congratulations on this well-deserved appointment. We look forward to working with you to develop this university into an important university. We pledge our total loyalty, cooperation, and support. Your Excellency, we are grateful to you for accepting to install Professor Francis Omaswa as Chancellor of Soroti University on behalf of the President of the government. Finally, permit me to introduce members of Council of the University here present. It will not be possible for me to introduce them one by one, but may I ask them now to stand up. Members of Council, please stand up and acknowledge the guest of honor. Those are the members who are here present. They acknowledge you, Madam President. This is the second council of the university. It was inaugurated in September last year. It is a very coherent team of men and women who are committed to serve the university unreservedly. I am proud to be its chairperson. We thank the Minister of Education and Sports for the guidance and leadership given to us through the First Lady. Your Excellency, once again, we thank you for accepting this Soroti University to commission our buildings and install the Chancellor. We hope that we will find it in your favor to visit us again. Commend us for that President. Thank you for listening.
Soroti University is one of the 9 public universities and degree awarding institutions in the country. Soroti University is located 7 kilometers east of Soroti city center along Moroto Road. The university currently has 2 schools, that is, School of Health Sciences and School of Engineering and Technology, and offering 3 programs, namely Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, Bachelor of Nursing Science, and Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics and Computer Engineering. The university has the latest medical equipment and technology that support the teaching and hands-on activities for its health sciences and engineering programs.
Department of Microbiology. Any research to be conducted shall do it from here. This is where we prepare our materials and take them to the teaching lab for the students' practicals. Biochemistry and physiology teaching labs, and we have got the histopathology lab, which is down here. Histopathology is dealing with tissues, diseased tissues.
My name is Valentine. I am a pathology technician working in this laboratory. So basically what we do here is to analyze different tissues or having different pathological conditions.
It provides a conducive environment for higher learning. Soroti University has well-trained, qualified and experienced lecturers who teach and mentor students. The university sits on a 200-acre piece of land, spacious enough for infrastructure expansion and felicitous for academic ventures. The campus security is guaranteed. Soroti University has a serene and beautiful green vegetation befitting for group discussions, individual and academic spirit.
I am Professor Ikoja Odongo. I'm the VC of this university. I was the person who even started it from scratch.
Instruments of identity, what are they? So I'm now to confirm all the statements which I have just made.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
I thank the President for appointing that person who has the wealth of expertise and task ahead of him and entrusting him with the responsibility of heading this university as titular head. I also thank him for accepting the appointment. This is the personality of Professor Francis Omaswa, who I think all of us know. Your Excellency, the article I quoted provided for the appointment of the Chancellor, and with the Council followed this to the letter. Professor Omaswa was found suitable person for his job. To fulfill all requirements, the subcommittee of Council searching for the Chancellor recommended him to Council. He is an individual who is a senior citizen of this country. He is a married man with children, we don't know how many, but those children have also excelled in their academic endeavors. His wife or his spouse, Dr. Catherine Omaswa, is available with us. I know where she's here now, but she was also vice chairperson of our council. Professor Omaswa went to Mackay University College at the time, at the College University of East Africa, and studied human medicine and graduated in 1969 with the Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery. In 1974, he completed a Master's of Medicine in Surgery degree again at Mackay University. In 1977, he became a Fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh, United Kingdom. In 1989, he studied and received a certificate in continuing medical education, Wellcome Trust London. This was followed by another certificate of quality assurance of health care from Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, United States of America. Professor Mass in 1999 secured another certificate in corporate governance from the Risk Management Institute, Dublin, Ireland. In the year 2000, he obtained yet another certificate of public sector negotiation at Kennedy School of Government in Harvard, United States. In 2001, he became a fellow of the College of Surgeons of East Africa, Central and Southern Africa, receiving Emuria Causa degree. In 2014, he became a fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons of Ireland, and again earning Emuria. So Maswa's achievements are many, both within and outside the country. He has served in several task force committees and commissions. For his exemplary performance, he has contributed significantly to global health agenda as leading African voice in global health, contributor of many initiatives, author and reviewer and speaker at health meetings across the world. Professor Maswa has served as special advisor to the Director General of the World Health Organization and founding executive director, Global Health Workforce Alliance, and Director General of Health Services, Ministry of Health, Uganda. In 2020, he was awarded Ideyo Noguhi Africa Prize for Health Services at a conference in Tokyo. He is the executive director and founder of African Center for Global Health and Social Transformation, which he runs today. Currently, is the Chair Committee Engagement Strategy for COVID-19 response in Uganda. Professor Maswa's accolades keep growing, and that one has also, ours has also been added. He is the immediate past Chancellor of December University, where he worked hard to focus the medical school there. December's loss is our gain. So may I now present Professor Maswa for installation.
Soroti University. They're going to present him with a flag of Soroti University. Let's clap our hands. There is a maze. They're going to present it to him. Those are instruments of power and authority for him to preside over affairs of Soroti University.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chancellor.
They are now seating him in his official chair. That is the process of the installation. Now, that is the official chair, and from now he is the Chancellor of Soroti University, and straight away he starts the process of managing and directing the affairs of Soroti University. We all congratulate you upon that historic achievement in your life. Yeah, for picture clarity, they are removing the mask. That is a signature smile of an accomplished professor.
God is good. Them say that I can never be old. I've seen that. God is greater than that. Who will come back with the Lord?
By virtue of the authority invested in me by the Second Council of Soroti University, I do hereby confirm that Professor Francis Omafwa has been installed as the first Chancellor on the 11th day of August in the year of our Lord 2022. Amen. The Chancellor once again.
We're going to have special moments for photo sessions. So journalists, we are going to have that moment, and as we wait for the Chancellor to fill the chair, fill the environment, our photo session will be as follows. The guest and the Chancellor will take photo together, and then the council members will join. Guest and Chancellor and Senate Council members will take the photo together. The guests and the Chancellor, the Student Guild will take the photo. We will have Chancellors. We have Chancellors here from different universities. Then we'll have a top management, a guest, Chancellor, Chairperson of Council, and other members. Chair Council, please come and take us through this session to invite the Chancellor to give the speech. Now the photos will come at the tail end of this program. We first want this not to be so much interrupted. That's why I informed the media that we'll have the photo moments separately.
Guests of honor and invited guests, and Mr. Chancellor, sir, it is now my singular honor and privilege to invite the Chancellor to address us.
other ministers present here, honorable members of Parliament, other chancellors represented here, and vice chancellors, district leaders, members of the University Council, the Senate, religious leaders. I've seen you here, very strong indeed. The management and staff of Soroti University, including the students and the parents, ladies and gentlemen.
The chief guest as Her Excellency the Vice President, who at the time that major decisions were being made about this university was also the Minister of Education. And the choice by the visitor to send her is so very, very appropriate indeed. And we appreciate the President and you, Your Excellency the Vice President, for this. The First Lady and Minister of Education has sent the Honorable Kadichu Moriku, who is an old colleague. She comes from the health sector and is here in a university which has a very strong health program in it. So, Honorable Kadichu Moriku, it's so very nice to have you and the Vice President joining me as a lady, and it bodes very, very well indeed for the future. I also want to acknowledge with appreciation the Soroti University community, including the chair and members of the University Council, the Vice Chancellor, and all teaching and non-teaching staff in your respective capacities. And I thank you very, very much indeed for welcoming me to the Soroti University family. Allow me also to acknowledge with appreciation the very many compliments, congratulatory messages, and goodwill messages that I have been receiving since the university about a week ago announced that this
Chancellor list them. The Parliament of Uganda, we need appropriations of money. The National Council for Higher Education represented here very well indeed. Other regulators, such as the Uganda Medical and Dental Practitioners Council, and there must be other regulators there in the country. And all other universities, the local governments here in the region, are great to hear that story about Serere working together with this university, and of course the university community. That is all that I refer to. We cannot build this university on our own. We need the support, the love, the commitment of all the people of Uganda. This is a brand new university, quite literally, and in many ways. You know, apart from the century-old Makerere, to my knowledge, this is the only new public university in Uganda that has started on its own new campus, with its own new impressive buildings, and funded by the government of Uganda. Therefore, we have an opportunity to start on a new clean slate, to plan and develop the infrastructure and run programs which are based on the latest best practice in higher education, that will produce graduates that are fit for purpose and who are contributing and responding to the needs of our people here in Uganda, in Africa, and globally. I have taken a look at the Soroti University Strategic Plan, the current one, 2020 to 2025. It is well done, it is comprehensive, it is ambitious, and it's also aligned to the National Development Plan 3. And I have taken note of the vision, which is a university of professionals and innovators, and the mission to provide knowledge, skill, and innovations for inclusive, sustainable development and transformation, and the motto of innovate and care and create. These are all laudable, clearly announcing that Soroti University is not going to be an ivory tower institution. And an ivory tower institution is defined as that institution which is aloof and lacking concern or interest in practical and urgent issues affecting society. We are going to be the opposite of that. We are going to be an institution, as in that strategic plan, what you heard, we are going to be an institution which is innovating and creating and transforming. But this is not going to be easy. Let me suggest for you some of the ways in which we might be able to achieve this ambitious goal. I grew up professionally, as you have heard, at Makerere Medical School, which had an outstanding reputation at that time, that's in the 60s. Its excellence was underpinned by a triad, also known as the three-legged African stool, and it consisted of providing services, teaching, and research. So, the story is that you have to lead by providing service to the community. And this service included treating patients, it included treating patients with excellence, and because you are treating patients, you are then able to provide services which people appreciated. And because you are providing those clinical services with excellence, it is now possible to teach, because your students will learn by following you, the teachers, in outpatient clinics, in the wards, operating theaters, and they learn as you serve the community. And because the services were being provided and the teaching was going on, there were issues that were not well understood, and there were questions being asked by students to which there were no clear answers. And that required that the university also carried out research to understand the issues which were not clear. The research was indeed carried out and was translated into better services and better teaching. And that is what Soroti University calls innovation and creation. So that model, we've talked about it, we've seen it work, and I would like to see Soroti University leading forward with that. Your Excellency, the Vice President, when I've had twice the Vice Chancellor, the Chairman of the Council, they are talking about a teaching hospital. Let's amend the request a bit and say we are asking for a national, for a referral hospital, a regional referral hospital, which is also the teaching hospital. You get that? That's very important. We don't ask for the teaching hospital alone. There is nothing. The hospital serving the city of Soroti. And the two are both needed in the region here as soon as possible. So let's go back to how we can achieve our vision and mission. In 2005, I was given an assignment at WHO, you've heard it from the introduction in Geneva, to coordinate a response to what was called, or what is still called, the global health workforce crisis, characterized by widespread shortages, maldistribution, poor working conditions. This is the world over, not just here in Africa. And from that time on, I have continued to work in this space in the institution that I created here in Kampala, the African Center for Global Health. We've studied medical schools in detail in 12 African countries and supported them to grow with a grant from the US government. And here are some key lessons I would like to share with you this afternoon. The very first lesson is that universities and academic institutions need to be as socially accountable to the communities where they are located or which they serve. We are not going to be an ivory tower. Then the second one is that excellence comes from collaboration across sectors. If, for example, we have medicine here, they can't do this alone. Medicine and health, for that matter, goes together with community development. It goes together with IT. It goes together with agriculture for food security, and so on and so on. So the university needs to open out whatever programs we have. They need to be collaborative and intersectoral. So this is very critical indeed. Number 3 is the need for partnerships between institutions, sharing staff, knowledge, experience, and so on. So partnerships with local universities here in Uganda, in the East African, and global environment. We are going to make sure that we link this university with other universities that we know can support us. And with those 3, we are certainly going to make sure that this university achieves its mission. And there is another lesson which I have learned in this a global experience of mine. Mainly that, like we in Uganda, we have a huge young population. And we need to first see these young people as a resource, not a burden. But that resource which needs to be developed and transformed into a commodity, just like coffee, for example. This is because the rich countries, those so-called developed countries, have no young people. they have no choice but to look for other people to do services for them. So let's get this right as Africans. Our people are many young people. Let's invest in them like we are doing in this university. And then let's share them with the rest of the world in an organized and coordinated manner. In the health sector, there is the WHO code on the international recruitment of health personnel. I was involved in developing this code. It provides for us who are sending people to work abroad to be supported. Provides for people who live not to be mistreated. Supports even them if we negotiate properly. We can send 200, they go out for 3-4 years, they come back, we send another lot. Other countries are doing this very well, like the Philippines, for example. They started by exporting sailors, and now they are exporting all types of human resources. It is an opportunity which we, as Africans, need to embrace. So, okay, what do we need to do to achieve our aspirations which are in the strategic plan? And I would like to propose 3 pillars. The first one is ensuring effective institutional corporate governance, which makes sure that the university is governed with the best practices possible. This is where many of our institutions go wrong. Just ordinary common day governance of the institution. There are guidelines, arrival time, closure time, meetings, and the basic things. The leaders here at the university, we are going to make sure that the university is governed as well as is possible. And I have found over the years that there is something called total quality management. It's also known as continuous quality improvement. It started in America, was perfected by Japanese, but we have taught it here in Uganda also. We will come back, Vice Chancellor and Chairman of the Council, to talk more about this. But let's find ways of making sure that our university is governed effectively. We don't want those stories in the newspaper, Soroti, the university, that must end. Second, I've talked about partnership already with other institutions, which we are going to look at and make sure that we build. And then 3, and perhaps the most important, let's be relevant to our communities, like we are already doing, but let's build on that so that the people in our catchment area, if we have a catchment area at all, but the whole of Uganda is our catchment area, feel that we are helping them, we are supporting them. Last week I was in Zimbabwe. There are so many stories about Zimbabwe in the press, inflation, no local currency, etc. But Zimbabwe is sticky. Their university produced all the PPEs, including liquid oxygen, which they are exporting, produced by the University of Zimbabwe. So we have a potential as a university to help and make sure that we will make sure that we do that. As I conclude, Your Excellency, I want to thank you personally. I've done so already, but it's just great that you are continuing now in your new office to support us. I also want to thank the Minister of Education and the government of Uganda for sparing time to be here today. And then I would like you to convey our appreciation to SP, the President, the visitor to the university, that we are here really carrying forward his message. He is one of the few presidents in Africa who are emphasizing innovation. He's putting money into it, and let some of that money come here to Soroti universities. And there will be other things that I haven't said or we have not said today. And we request time, Your Excellency, to sit down with you when it's convenient for you, and we'll talk more about how to make this university one of the very best in Uganda, Africa, and globally. you all safe journeys back to your respective destinations, and all the best for Soroti University today. I say all this for God.
Everything you put your hand go up. You can go open doors. You said go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Everything you put your hand go up. You can go open doors. You said go be a boss. Every hustler
And sports. There are over 160 staff. Both, there are those who are teaching, academic staff. There are technical.
Soroti University is one of the 9 public universities and degree awarding institutions in the country. Soroti University is located 7 kilometers east of Soroti city center along Moroto Road. The university currently has 2 schools, that is, School of Health Sciences and School of Engineering and Technology, and offering 3 programs, namely Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, Bachelor of Nursing Science, and Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics and Computer Engineering. The university has the latest medical equipment and technology that support the teaching and hands-on activities for its health sciences and engineering programs.
Department of Microbiology. Any research to be conducted shall do it from here. This is where we prepare our materials and take them to the teaching lab for the students' practicals. The biochemistry and physiology teaching labs.
Who are present here, the Vice Chancellor of Soroti University and all the staff members, the Vice Chancellors of other universities, our cultural and religious leaders present here, the district chairperson and all the elected leaders at various levels, the resident district commissioner and all the elected leaders, His Worship the Mayor of Soroti City, all the technical staff, development partners, all the NGO representatives, the guild president, student body, all invited guests in your various capacities, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joyce Moriko Kaduchu. I'm the Minister of State in charge of primary education, also holding the portfolio for higher education. I am representing the Minister of Education and Sports, who is Mama Janet Kataha Museveni. She sends lots of greetings to her. She sends a lot of greetings. She's not able to be with us, Your Excellency, due to other state urgent calling. Nevertheless, she's with us in spirit. I also bring a cordial greeting from colleagues at the Ministry of Education and Sports, and I came along with other staff from the ministry. We have the Commissioner in charge of University Training and Education, Madame Jolie is here, and other technical officers. You could stand up for recognition in your various capacities. Thank you. Your Excellency, I take this opportunity to thank God, the Almighty Father, who made it possible for us today to congregate here as we witness the installation of the first Chancellor of Soroti University. It has been a journey for everybody who has contributed to the growth of this university. Indeed, we can confidently say this is the day the Lord has made, and it deserves a big celebration. Your Excellency, the Vice President, Permit me to thank His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, the NRM government, for creating this first public university in the Eastern region, thus bringing education services closer to the people. There is nothing more important than the gift of education to the people. Together with major infrastructural projects funded by Government of Uganda, like the roads, electricity, and infrastructure, the people of Teso region are truly in the right track of transformation into modernity, and hence they are playing a critical role in reducing household poverty. Your Excellency, the Vice President, allow me to thank you in a very special way for the critical role you have played then when you were the Minister of Education. You played a very critical role and laid a very solid foundation in establishing this university. No wonder God has made it possible that the people elect you, and you are right here to serve and to witness this celebration as the Vice President. We thank the Lord for that journey. This is due to your selfless commitment, your dedication, and your sacrifice then in education sector. May the Lord continue to bless and continue to give you the strength to serve the people. Your Excellency, the university has opened its door to serve and continues to serve many thousand people from different backgrounds, empowering them through learning opportunities, particularly science-based courses, and equipping them with the competence to succeed in their future workplace or in job market. As Ministry of Education and Sports, we are so excited and happy about the establishment of Soroti University in this region. We are equally happy of the development so far registered. Extend our sincere appreciation to the President of this country for his vision, for the aspiration to have this institution with your support right here in this region. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have accomplished yet another milestone in the history of Uganda by commissioning the university and by Maswa upon this great achievement on behalf of Ministry of Education and Sports. Thank you. The Bible says the wise men come from the east. Indeed, today, this scripture is fulfilled. We have right here one of the wise men in the names of Professor Maswa, and we are very confident that he is going to uphold the standards, the values, and the mission of this university to the highest bar. Professor Maswa brings a wealth of experience in governance, policy reform, leadership, management skills, and community service. Among his many senior positions, he has been, of course, one of the nation's most senior public servants. He brings a long-term commitment to service. He brings understanding of the education as well as health sector. He also brings an international perspective to this table. Your Excellency, the Vice President, the Chancellor's contributions as Minister of Education and Sports, we are proud of his past experience and contributions. We are equally aware he is a very high-profile leader of many credentials and a well-known strategic leader of change agent. I have no doubt he will add significant value and will do a great job as a chancellor here in the university. I wish to appeal to the university, to all Soroti University fraternity, please accord the Chancellor all the support he may require to achieve the purpose of his office. Your Excellency, the Vice President, ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to appreciate the outgoing University Council for the role they played in steering this university to where it is today. The Council exhibited a concerted effort in steering and managing the affairs of the university despite financial and non-financial challenges. Once again, thank you for the good and harmonious working relationship you have demonstrated. It is my sincere hope that the present Council will do even better work to help government realize the vision and mission for which this university is established. I wish to take this opportunity also to thank the management for the good work ethics that has enabled the institution to grow from scratch to where we are seeing today. To ensure good governance of the university, I want to appeal to you to embrace servant leadership. I want to appeal to you to be role models. Stop fighting, which can deter and retard development of the university. The university is bigger than each individual in the university. So I want to appeal for a teamwork and continue to work as a team in the management of this institution. I will also want to thank the academic staff for doing a tremendous job of teaching and supervising students despite other challenges that the university might be facing. Your hard work and efforts is really appreciated. There is a saying that success belongs to those who capture on an opportunity and turns it into activity. So academic staff, we appreciate you, but whenever there is an opportunity, capture and turn to a tangible activity. Once again, Professor Maswa, we congratulate you as Minister of Education and Sports once again for making us proud. I wish to remind you that there are quite a lot of challenges ahead of you. It's your responsibility to remain focused and to build on what you have gained. Already a lot of challenges have been presented. I've taken note by the Vice Chancellor, and I wish to note that Your Excellency, my ministry has provided wage for Soroti University. As you've heard, interviews were conducted for academic staff, and indeed there was a challenge of clinical staff for the clinical students as they get to the wards. But we are happy that with your leadership, Your Excellency, that wages was provided for Soroti University to ensure we fill the critical gaps of the staffing. The challenge of bus, which was mentioned here, Your Excellency, we did not capture that in the budget, but very much aware due to COVID challenges and post-COVID recovery, we prioritize and we look at critical areas of budgeting and fund allocation. But I'm very hopeful with time, this will be catered for, most especially the bus that is most needed for transporting students to the clinical ground. I've also taken note on the issue of infrastructure, Your Excellency, and I'm very sure the cabinet that you chair will discuss this also at our ministry. We will discuss this because the NRM government, as we all know, prioritize and take one thing at a go. But we are hopeful this will come to pass. As Minister of Education and Sports, we pledge our total commitment to work with you, and to ensure Soroti University climbs the ladder of its aspiration. Mr. Chancellor, the roadmap for university is clear. The roadmap is very clear today with your installation. However, as I said, there may be challenges of resource mobilization, but with all our collective commitment and dedication, and with the support of our own, the daughter of the soil, our national leader, the Vice President, we are very optimistic we will handle those challenges when it comes. Your Excellency, during COVID pandemic, the Ministry of Education and Sports has lost quite a number of staff at institutions of higher learning, at schools. We continue to pray for the souls of all our dear staff, and that our Heavenly Father will continue to rest their souls in peace and to fill the gaps that they have left. And we continue to pray the Lord to strengthen their relatives and friends. Ladies and gentlemen, it is critical once again to remember that COVID-19 is still with us. We should therefore continue to observe SOPs. We need to keep safe and be vaccinated for those who have not been vaccinated. Your Excellency, Mr. Chancellor, I wish to take this opportunity once again to thank the Vice Chancellor and his team. I thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor, for this excellent arrangement and the organization that has made the day very colorful. I would like to thank all our distinguished guests, all well-wishers, our stakeholders, for celebrating this very important milestone with us today. And I want to wish all of you and all of us a very happy celebrations and great memories of this day. I want to thank you once again, Your Excellency. It's now my duty and my singular honor to invite you to address the congregation for God and my country. The Chancellor of Soroti University, Professor Francis Omaswa, the Chairman of Soroti University Council, the Vice Chancellor of Soroti University, and other Vice Chancellors here present, and also Chancellors present, the academic staff of Soroti University, the political leaders who are here. I see the RDC, I see the LCs and councillors, and also I want to recognize the security chiefs. Let me start by thanking the management and administration of Soroti University for welcoming all of us here this morning. But on behalf of Soroti University, I would also like to welcome all of you here in Soroti University grounds. You are most welcome. I bring you greetings from His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and also Mama Janet, the First Lady and the Minister of Education and Sports. The President
Mr. Chancellor would have come here physically, but he told me to request you to allow me pass his message to you and the congregation, and his message is written. I will read it as it is. But Mr. Chancellor, sir, before I read that message, and the minister here, before I read that message, let me make a brief statement. Firstly, to thank the LC1 chairman of the area who told us that this area is very safe, security is guaranteed. I want to thank the chairman for keeping the area safe. But also he said that he is representing the chairman LC1. He was a secretary of security, I think, in the council of LC1. And he was telling me that the LC1 chairman is sick and is in hospital, he needs medical attention. So I want him to come here, and I extend my small support to the LC1 chairman so that he can take it to the hospital where the LC1 chairman is to get sufficient medical attention. Secondly, let me also thank Professor Ikoja. Professor Ikoja has made very good remarks, especially about the team which we identified to do what Professor Ikoja has already said they have done up to the logical conclusion, namely to establish the university but also to operationalize it. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I know you are aware that the people of Teso have come a long way, especially in light of the need and the requirement to develop the human resource. Firstly, in the region, but also beyond, across the country, as you rightly said. Allow me also now, Mr. Chancellor, to inform the congregation and the rest of the public that all steps to establish a public university were followed, Minister. You know that under the law, if a public university is to be established, there are 4 steps which are followed. 1, the public makes a formal request to government on the need to have a university in the area. Second, the government extends that request to National Council for Higher Education with a view to receiving recommendations from National Council for Higher Education after they have done due diligence on that request. Third, the government through the Ministry of Education, if National Council for Higher Education has recommended that it is suitable for an area to have a public university, the government through Minister of Education drafts and signs a statutory instrument, but also moves to Parliament to seek clearance through a motion. And fourthly, the government allocate resources for the establishment of a public university, and also thereafter issues a charter gazetting the public university to operate nationally but also internationally in light of the enrollment. So I would like to assure the public that all those stages were followed and Soroti University was fully established under the law. Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me also to thank you for allowing me on behalf of His Excellency the President to officially commission Soroti University today. And for the record, I will take this opportunity to officially commission Soroti University. Soroti University is now open officially to public, meaning that you have been, for lack of a better word, you have been using the university, which is a soft word, informally. Informal is a soft word. The Chancellor is very intelligent. He has given me a very good word. So you have been using the university informally. But that also means a lot, that the university is already immersed into the needs of the public, because I know the university has also hosted some activities which are not necessarily academic. But also, most importantly, the Minister of Education did not want to lose time. After having all her lecture theatres ready, she advertised and welcomed the students to come. And against that background, allow me to congratulate our pioneer students who have already enrolled in medicine and surgery, electronic engineering, and nursing sciences. I congratulate all of you. And His Excellency the President told me to tell you that you will come for your graduation, Mr. Chancellor. The President will be here for the graduation of those students in 2020, I think it's 2024. The first graduation will be in 2020. We want that graduation to be before the 2026. That graduation should be in 2024. Is it 2024? 2025. Very good. So His Excellency President Museveni will come here in 2025. Because you recall, Mr. Chancellor, as Teso sub-region, the establishment of the public university was one of our key requests to government, and for a very long time. And when he appointed me a Minister of Education in 2011, you recall, Mr. Chancellor, you and a few leaders called me and you told me that you tell His Excellency the President that we want a public university only. When I told you that you don't want any other thing, only a public university, the leaders in that meeting where you called said only a public university. Unfortunately, when he called me to brief me on why he had appointed me, I got a chance to communicate to him that message. And in his brief, he said the Ministry of Education has the Education Act, it has the Universities and Other Tertiary Institutions Act, and many other affiliated acts, which I was supposed to take responsibility on policy. But he told me 4 things why he appointed me. 1, to ensure that we prioritize technical and vocational education and training for skills and competencies of learners. Then 2nd, the establishment of the teachers' circle. And 3rd, the curriculum review for secondary education. And 4th, to ensure that the head teachers of primary schools and secondary schools, of UPE and USE schools, should stop charging learners so that all learners come to school and finish the education cycle. After he mentioned these 4 things, I also requested to make my 1 point, Mr. Chancellor. That was the opportunity that I got. I told him that I had a selfish point. And then he said, what is the selfish point? He told me that the selfish point is for the region where I come from. That's why I'm calling it a selfish point. Then he said, what is it? Then I told him that the establishment of a public university in Teso sub-region. And then he said, that is a good selfish point. Consider it done. Go and write to me, and I will write back instructing you to implement that selfish point. So, Professor Francis Omaswa and all the elders who are here, whenever you have the opportunity to meet leaders of all levels, please share. Because opportunities present themselves in very unique ways. The leaders have a chance to carry forward those important requests from the community, and by the grace of God, and also more often than not, they are fully operationalized. I want to thank the leaders of TESO, especially the elders, for impressing upon me that particular point at the time when I was appointed the Minister of Education. Of course, I also want to say that you have today at Soroti University got the cream in the person of Professor Francis Omaswa. Professor Francis Omaswa has a clean, known, clear track record. As a professional, as a leader, as a technical person. I would like to state on behalf of government, Professor, that we have high expectations on you as you join the management and the administration of Soroti University at its helm. We are looking forward to a peaceful and quality education services through you, Mr. Chancellor. I am very humbled by the presentation you have just made to us. It is a clear manifestation that you already know where you are coming to, and you already know what you are set to do. I can only state that my door as the Vice President is open to you, Mr. Chancellor, and also the rest of the management of Soroti University. I will relay back what I have heard from here, exactly the way I have heard, to His Excellency, the President of Uganda, who is by law the visitor of the public universities. Mostly I support the idea of the university having its own teaching hospital, as has been articulated by the Chancellor. I also know that there are so many requests which have been made by the Vice Chancellor, but within the available resources and in a phased way, I am sure we will be able to sort them on a case-by-case basis. But I also know, Mr. Chancellor, that you are a person of national stature, but also international stature. There are so many opportunities which we, through you, will be able to access to fill in those gaps which have been named by the Vice Chancellor. I also want to know that, I want also you to know, Chancellor, that I had a conversation with His Excellency, the Ambassador of China, and I interested him on the establishment of a teaching hospital here in Soroti University. We are still having those conversations, and those conversations will climax when they are endorsed by His Excellency the President himself. But he was in support, So with the friends, as Mr. Chancellor said, we can also achieve a lot. Connections with other universities and connections with our bilateral partners. Let me now take the singular honor and privilege to read to you the message of His Excellency, the President. That was a preamble. Members of the media, you don't need to report that. That was a preamble. And it has benefited the people who are here and maybe those who are listening. Now what you are going to report is the message which I brought from His Excellency the President, which I'm going to read now. I had already observed the protocol. Minister, haven't I observed the protocol? So you will allow me to skip the protocol. Let me read the message as it is. I wish to congratulate Professor Francis Omaswa for accepting to be the Chancellor of Soroti University. I must say, I have known Professor Francis Omaswa for quite a long time, and we have done many things together for the benefit of this country. Today is yet another milestone in our working time together, and I have no doubt he will lead Soroti University to even greater heights. I would have loved to officiate at this momentous occasion with you in person, but due to other unavoidable national engagements, I have delegated Her Excellency the Vice President Jessica Alupo to represent me. As we are all aware, a university is the agent central to national transformation and renewal, has many roles and responsibilities, many partners, and serves many constituencies. The university must guide and shape students to be creative and productive for the future of our country. The university has the further responsibilities to be a place which provides opportunities for lifelong learning, not only to graduates but also to those who never had the opportunity to attend an institution of higher learning. The university has the ultimate responsibility of constructively contributing to national policies to address grave national development needs. Professor Francis Omaswa's assumption of this high and prestigious office at this particular time in our country's transformation, and indeed the transformation of the university, is very significant. The peace and security ushered in the last 35 years has seen government commit resources to ensure that Ugandans work in a safe environment. As a result of peace and stability ushered in by the NRM government, institutions including Soroti University have been able to peacefully undertake their activities. As government, we shall, with the new Chancellor, discuss these matters and see how to further them. Our development depends on our having skilled human resources in our workforce. I acknowledge that many Ugandans are up against many challenges, that many have to study, teach, research under conditions that are far from ideal. Transformation, however, also includes making the most of the limited opportunities available without compromising quality and excellence. I am committed to seeing Soroti University continue to prosper as one of the leading higher education institutions in this country. I urge academicians and planners of this university to look into human resource gaps in our country and select courses that are useful and relevant in the market and must be science-based. This is how we shall solve the problem of unemployment in the country and be more relevant in the job market. I also urge Soroti University staff to work closely with different government ministries and departments to ensure your programs are relevant and aligned to the national priorities and needs. Improve on the substance of national policies and broadly contribute to the national development and realization of Vision 2040. Professor Francis Omaswa, like Professor John Robert Ikoja Odongo, are role models. Today, we celebrate with the first Chancellor the fruits of that individual responsibility, well aware that he has a huge task in overseeing the growth and transformation of this university from its infant stages into an even more effective functioning institution by broadening access and improving quality of teaching, learning, research in a situation of limited resources. How the university harnesses modern communications and information technology for teaching and research, how you can contribute to general literacy and numeracy in our country. What are the research tasks of the universities given the changed national needs and priorities? I wish to conclude by extending my congratulations and best wishes to Professor Francis Omaswa on this significant achievement. I wish him well, confident that he will serve with excellence. Finally, I thank everyone for being part of this significant occasion. We wish Soroti University well. You have much strength to build upon that I believe can shape your identity as a destination university, nationally, regionally, and internationally. May the university grow from strength to strength, and may it continue to create, inspire, and innovate. Alamanoi. This is His Excellency the President's message, and I want to thank you once again for your kind attention.
Everything you put your hand go up, you never open doors.
Your Excellency, our guest of honor, our chief guest, I am now starting to play my role formally as Vice Chancellor and as Chancellor and Chairman of this congregation. And my message is as follows. By the powers entrusted to me as Chancellor of Soroti University, I hereby dissolve this congregation. Other announcements will come, but the congregation for installation of the first Chancellor are over, and the congregation is dissolved.
Thank you very much for taking us through the session. Right now, we are going to wanted to have one message from one of our performers. Then we can have the photo session. We've got a lot of requests from colleagues that we need to have moments where we will take photos. Emuria TV journalists want to have 1 or 2 interviews. Then we will sing the national anthem in reverse order. Then reception and entertainment will follow. We have the Vice Chancellor has provided a meal for us that would be glad that you take a bite before you go. The Chancellor is the one who prepared the menu because he knew the type of people that would be available. So please, we request that you bear with us, take a bite before. Uncle Ben, less than 5 minutes. We should be here not beyond 3 o'clock, and we have like 10 minutes to go.
Yalamanai, it is so. This is your brother Limun Bay Yalama. I remember Boboni, Professor Maswa, and I remember Polono, it is on a penin. Maya Yakate de Koyang de Kaibuses. Amuna University Law, it told the Pejabo Botokalupo, Yalamanoi. timu koso wera mutomoto agiona kolo Jaiso keda efako kosile pori ya neto na mekakua kare kiri chibure posta koro mutoto ni ili nyeta lumela metera kere alomno sako ilipiti soda todoka sirinyaka kosa imonyo ngana iti soda ngeta bale nari ya manoi.
Thank you very much. May at this juncture invite the band to lead us the national anthem in reverse orders. Thank you. After that, we shall have a photo session as it was indicated earlier. Oh yeah, I have been guided by guests that you hold on. We will have a photo session, but you play it in low tone, okay? Be playing in low tone, some tune you can. Photos first. Please play something in the background. Play something in the background. Be playing something in the background. Photo session. Hassan, where are you? MC. The guild and the team come forward. The council members, please. After this, council members come forward for the photo session. After this, council members with the senators. Council members, be ready. Top management and the chief guests with the Chancellor. Please stand there. Just a second. Just a second. Oh, yes. Wait a minute. This team finish, then the council members. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Now council members with the guests. Council members with the guests. Please, council members. The vice is part of council. Council members. Is done. Next invite, thank you. Thank you. Our chancellors, please move forward. Thank you very much. We have the team of Generation 7. Generation 7 are the mobilizers doing a good job here at the venue. Generation 7 with the guests and the Chancellor. Thank you very much. Wow, lovely photo. Some can squat. Lovely photo. Okay, enough now. Thank you very much. Generation 7. Thank you so much for your service. Guests of honor, the faculty have come before. They want to take a photo with you. Guests, please come forward. The academic staff and the administrative staff come forward. Religious leaders, please come forward. Last religious leaders. Religious leaders. Dr. Reverend Obaiko, Bishop, and the team, religious leaders, come forward. Shake. Okay, that is staff and faculty of Soroti University with the guests. Thank you very much. Now it is time for religious leaders. May you walk faster. Please walk faster while seconds to finish this session. 5 seconds to finish this session. Thank you. Please, you have 2 seconds remaining. Walk faster. Thank you very much. 2 seconds. Yes, that is the group of the blessed. Good work with them. Play a song. We are learning. Our best, our young men, the university is now a young man. With the new Chancellor in place. Our brand new Chancellor, thank you so much. Our guest of honor, we are so privileged to have you. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The time of the session is done. All we got to do is can now take back their seats. Anthem now, in reverse orders. May we all stand up for a national anthem, East African anthem, and the others. Thank you very much. Please, the brass band leaders. Thank you. Go back to your seats. Go back to your seats. Thank you very much. Members, our guests, we have lunch. There's enough lunch, and our tents, the VIP tents, 3 tents before me, council members, senators, and invited guests will be going to the main hall for the lunch. And our invited guests who are the other side, the religious leaders, the political leaders, and other guests who are in that tent. And then the rest of us from this section of academic institutions, media, all students and the rest will have lunch from the tent next to the big one. So there is enough lunch for us all, enough drinks. Let us please have lunch. I would love to invite somebody to pray for lunch, but we'll pray for lunch at the respective institutions differently. I see Dr. Kure, very smart. Very smart. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Our guests of honor is, the procession is on. Please, the band continue. The brass band continue. Thank you so much, our guest of honor. Thank you so much, our Chancellor. We are so proud of you. We are so happy that you've been here with us. May God bless you, our management, the staff and faculty, council members. We are grateful for your time. We appreciate all the single service offered to us. Unapita wako Moloit, I've seen you. Unapita wako Moloit, we're happy to see you. No breweries. Take them. Just identify those guests invited. Unapita wako Moloit, we appreciate your service. So thank you so much, Honorable Breweries, Uganda. You've given us enough service, your support. Emuria TV, there was no other option. You could say thank you, but please take our thanks. Thank you so much, Bishop. Please. DJ, continue with a song called Your Lane. Your Lane. I see Honorable here, the Professor of Economic Studies.
Soroti University is one of the 9 public universities and degree awarding institutions in the country. Soroti University is located 7 kilometers east of Soroti City Center along Moroto Road. The university currently has 2 schools, that is, School of Health Sciences and School of Engineering and Technology, and offering. Soroti University is one of the 9 public universities and degree awarding institutions in the country. Soroti University is located 7 kilometers east of Soroti City Center along Moroto Road. The university currently has 2 schools, that is, School of Health Sciences and School of Engineering and Technology, and offering 3 programs, namely Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, Bachelor of Nursing Science, and Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics and Computer Engineering. The university has the latest medical equipment and technology that support the teaching and hands-on activities for its health sciences and engineering programs.
Department of Microbiology. Any research to be conducted shall do it from here. This is where we prepare our materials and take them to the teaching lab for the students' practicals. The biochemistry and physiology teaching labs, and we have got the histopathology lab, which is down here. Histopathology is dealing with tissues, diseased tissues.
My name is Valentine. I am a pathology technician working in this laboratory. So basically what we do here is to analyze different tissues having different pathological conditions.
It provides a conducive environment for higher learning. Soroti University has well-trained, qualified and experienced lecturers who teach and mentor students. The university sits on a 200-acre piece of land, spacious enough for infrastructure expansion and felicitous for academic ventures. The campus security is guaranteed. Soroti University has a serene and beautiful green vegetation befitting for group discussions, individual and academic spirit.
I am Professor Ikoja Odongo. I'm the VC of this university. I was the person who even started it from scratch, from writing a proposal which government cleared and said let there be a university there. Then I was posted to come here to establish a university from the bush. Before we admitted students, there was a visitation by the National Council for Higher Education to establish whether this university would be a good one for training students. That means whether we have staff, we have students, we have facilities, the labs that were required for training students. The first program to be accredited was Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. The second one was Bachelor of Nursing Sciences. The third one was Bachelor of Electronics and Computer Engineering. All those were actually implemented 100% by government through our mother ministry of education and sports. Yeah, there are over 160 staff. There are those who are teaching, academic staff. There are technical staff who help academic staff in the labs. There are administrators like a BASA, the university secretary, personnel, and so on and so forth. And we have support staff. The aspiration of this university to this country is that we train human resources that should be able to solve local problems. So we are solution providers. So far, the curricula, which is the number of students which is there, is towards 400. And we expect more every year. The optimal, I cannot talk now because it depends on how government forms universities and on government policy on higher education. Here, we don't put people from their homes to come here. The important thing, you put a choice, and if you succeed, you come. And we have them here. We have students from other tribes of Uganda. What happens is that they apply, and they are admitted centrally from Kampala, that is Public Universities Joint Admissions Board. Whoever qualifies, that is it, comes.
Soroti University, innovate and create.